Today, I'm going to talk about my monthly expenses living here in Krakow, Poland. So keep in mind that I'm living like a middle-class lifestyle. On a scale of 1 to 10 on the luxury scale, I'm probably living at around a 6. You can definitely go a lot cheaper than the budget that I have. I know people living here for around $800 a month. For me, I don't want to be living like a homeless person. I don't like living like a super frugal lifestyle. Like most of these videos I've done in the past, I'm going to break it down from more of a mid-sized budget to a higher end budget and give you guys a range of expenses based on what you're looking for. If you guys would like to hit me up for a consultation for living in Southeast Asia or Colombia or here in Poland, feel free to reach out here. I'm also working on a new course for digital nomads describing the difference between Latin America, Southeast Asia, and here in Central and Eastern Europe. It's currently in the research phase. If you guys can help me out by filling out the Google form down below, it's gonna ask you guys what kind of things you would like to see on that course. By signing up to that, you're also gonna get access to an early bird discount. The biggest expense that I have living here in Poland is my rent. I'm paying around 2,550 zloty a month. That's including utilities and everything. I'm living in this place called Shed Living, and even though my room is quite small, what you're really paying for is the social experience. I think if I were living here in Poland, I could probably get a nicer apartment for cheaper, but it would be so lonely because not only right now it's the winter, no one's really going out, but then number two, I feel like because of the Polish culture, it's very hard to meet people here, and there's just not a lot of things going on right now. So for me, especially this part of my life, I really wanted a social experience. I wanted to be around people because the last 6 months or so I was traveling a lot by myself. I just wanted to be in a place for one period of time where I can get to meet a lot of friends. For me, on average, I'm spending around $75 to $100 on groceries per week. It includes food, this includes cleaning supplies, this includes everything that you need. I actually cook most of my meals here because I'm working out and I'm on a pretty strict diet plan. Polish food is quite good, but because of the location of where I'm living, most of the restaurants are like in the center and I just prefer to cook my own Asian meals. So one of the best parts of here in Poland is that you can order delivery for your groceries. There's apps like Wolt or Glovo or Uber even or Bolt. All of these things offer delivery for groceries and it's been very, very convenient, especially here during the winter. A lot of days I wake up and I don't really want to go outside, so I can just order all the grocery things that I need a couple times a week. They bring it to your door. If you don't have like the monthly premium plan for these apps, which costs around maybe $5-6 a month, you can just pay for each delivery individually, which costs around maybe $2 to $3 per order. To me, I think it's a really great deal. The groceries here are surprisingly very cheap and affordable, and so far from my experience, the quality has also been quite good. I don't think it was as good as when I was in Colombia, but for being Central Europe during the winter, I still think it's pretty good. So your monthly budget for groceries will be from $300 to $400 a month. So when you go out to do things, I find myself spending around $20 to $25 for every single time. This could be going to an arcade, this can be going to an ice rink, this could be going rock climbing, everything that you do. In this aspect, it's a little more expensive than Southeast Asia and Latin America. I would say around double the price. And if you're planning on going out for, let's say, a date with somebody else, you're looking at around spending maybe $40 to $50 if that's also including dinner and an activity. I would say that there are a lot less things to do during the winter, but I can't wait for spring and summer here. And I think most of the activities that I will be doing are just like walking in the park, drinking with my friends, you know, just things that are quite cheap or free to do. One of the cool things to do here as well is the sauna. If you haven't experienced that before, it is quite a unique experience, especially during the winter. It's the perfect time to go. Everybody goes in there and it's European style. Everybody's naked. At first it weirded me out, but after a couple minutes you realize no one really cares what you look like, and it's a really awesome time. It's a very freeing experience. You can go with your friends and talk and hang out, but the sauna has been one of the nicest surprises of Poland. Your laundry will cost around $10 a week. That's just how it is here in my building. That adds up to around $40 a month. Your transport costs can vary depending on how much you use public transportation versus Uber or the scooters all around the city. You can also make a one-time investment of buying a bike. Krakow is surprisingly very bike friendly. Most of it's flat, so if you want to get anywhere, you can just ride your bike. I mainly use public transportation to get into the city center or to go to the malls, even though they take a bit longer. You can always use Uber, but those cost around $4 to $7 per Uber. I use that as like a last minute resort because I feel like that can kind of add up if you're always using an Uber. But Krakow is a very surprisingly walkable city. So honestly, like if I really need to get somewhere, I'll just take public public transport or Bolt and Tier scooters that are all around the city. Transportation could range from around $30 a month to $100 a month depending on your use. For restaurants, a lot of people like to eat kebab here. There are a lot of kebab places and that costs around 24 zloty or around $6 per kebab. If you go to a regular restaurant, you're looking at around 40 to 55 zloty, which is around $10 to $15. I order delivery maybe like 2 or 3 times a week and that will cost me around $10 to $12 per delivery. But for me, because I cook most of my meals, I don't spend a ton on restaurants and food. This expense can range anywhere from around $120 a month to maybe $300 or $400 a month depending on your needs. I get a haircut twice a month. That costs 60 zloty each time, which is around $15. So that's $30 a month. When I first arrived here, because my apartment was unfurnished, I had to buy a lot of miscellaneous things. So I had to buy like pots and pans, instant pot, pressure cooker. I had to buy my sheets, extra winter clothes because I was not prepared for the cold at all. All of these added up was maybe around $800 to maybe $1,000 in added expenses, but those are all miscellaneous stuff that I'm not gonna include in this video. So if you were to add everything up, you're gonna get a total of around minimum $1,256 to as high as $1,706. One of the biggest trade-offs here in Poland is that I could have maybe spent a little less on rent. I could have got a nicer apartment, but it would have been very lonely. One of the best parts about living where I live is the social experience. That's why I'm having such a good time in Krakow, because especially now in the winter, if you're here by yourself, it will get very, very depressing. But if you're just looking to ball on a budget, you can probably get a room or a small studio apartment for maybe $300 to $400 a month. So it really depends on, what kind of life that you want to live. But I do not recommend getting your own apartment if it's your first time here in Poland. So I'd say in any given month, if I'm not traveling or doing anything, my monthly expenses are probably around $1,300 a month, give or take maybe $100 both ways. This is around how much I was spending in Vietnam and Thailand, but it's just a much different lifestyle. So maybe my life was a little more comfortable there, but I feel like now I'm living in a European country and there's a lot more country and infrastructure benefits to living here in Poland instead. For the last couple of years, Krakow was a lot cheaper and now it's a little more expensive, so that's quite sad, but that's just kind of the way of the world right now. I think there are some people that could probably get by with around $1,000 US a month. If you really make an effort to do it, I think most people are going to be spending around $1,300 to $1,500. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you all for watching the video and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.